So FPIES affected us from the day that we brought home our first son, our first child, our first experience as parents. He was a wreck, a disaster. Breastfeeding him was nearly impossible. They gave him formula because my milk wasn't coming in, and the screaming was out of control.
Catherine's first FPIES reaction was when she was about 1 week old. I was sleeping. She was completely breastfed, but my husband decided he was going to let me sleep and give her her first bottle of milk. That night, she screamed all night long. It took until she was 18 months to get a diagnosis.
The not knowing what caused my child to vomit until she lay lifeless in my arms. Going to doctor after doctor, that is the hardest part to me.
FPIES, or food protein-induced enterocolitis, is a rare food allergy. It is different than your classic food allergies, which are when you have milk or egg and peanut, and as soon as you have it, you get hives, you get a breathing problem. In this condition, instead of getting hives and not happening immediately, it happens hours later, you get vomiting, typically uncontrollable vomiting. You vomit so much you end up in shock. What shock is, the kids pass out, they look pale, they look lethargic. And it doesn't typically show up on your regular allergy testing. It's negative on your allergy testing, so it's truly a clinical diagnosis.
I see a lot of patients who have delayed reactions to foods, and it makes other physicians not really know what's going on because they have never heard of it.
There are physicians who don't know about the disorder, pediatricians, allergists, gastroenterologists. There are parents who are managing this at home by themselves, and it's really scary. Most parents, when they take their child to an allergist, will walk in and they will have certain testing done and find out what allergy their child has. There is no test for our children other than trial and error, which means our children have to eat a food and parents have to sit back and wait.
I just worried, just stress. It was just really stressful for me, stress. And not knowing what was gonna make him sick was also really hard. Anything you tried, it might be okay, but it might make him so sick. You have to take him to the hospital, you have to worry about dehydration because he's getting sick all the time. And so it was just a lot of stress on mommy, a lot.
We need more research to lead to better care of our patients.
We don't want children to go 18 months, 2 years without clearly knowing what is wrong with their child. If families, physicians, educators learn about food protein-induced enterocolitis, we may be able to diagnose these kids when they're young. They don't need to have 5 terrible reactions to rice when the diagnosis could be within the first episode.
The foundation has meant a lot to my family. There is a place where there are other families getting in touch. There's a unity starting that families need. There are resources, places for families to go to get information, because there's not a lot of information out there. I was lost 3 years ago.
When I think of the foundation, I think of the support that we've gotten. It was what led me to get a diagnosis. It's what led me to the doctors that are finally treating my child and helping him.
Where this foundation comes in, which I think is one of the most exciting things, is that it promotes research, promotes young doctors, scientists to try and figure out what is the cause? How can I best help these kids? Can we develop a test that may A, diagnose it, or B, even let us know what food for the particular child may be causing symptoms?
IAFFPE has meant new beginnings and change. It's meant hope and strength and unity amongst families and friends, and I have found some of the greatest friends in the world from this foundation. I know what it's like to be in those parents' shoes. I know what it's like to watch my child be so sick and to not know what to do with him. These children need the help of others now. Research, education, advocacy, and support are just a few things that your donation will help us to accomplish at IAFFPE so that we can continue to fulfill our mission and help every single child out there who is lost without a diagnosis.